Hello, welcome to the latest episode of the Carleton Running Community Podcast. I'm Rich Lord, coach and secretary of the club, and in this episode we're going to be speaking to Ryan and Rob, who took part in the Rugby Club Marathon we did in February, along with Chris and myself. And we're also going to speak to Donna and Denise, who've been taking part in the 2023 Couch to 5k programme. So, without any further ado, we'll move on to those conversations, and I'll speak to you soon. Here's club chairman and coach Chris Waywell with an introduction as to the Rugby Club Marathon and how we came about it.
So, towards the end of 2023, after Kevin Sinfield completed his 7-in-7 challenge, and with the build-up to Leeds Marathon coming along, as a club we decided to raise funds for Motor Neurone Disease Association. This commenced in Boxing Day last year to set a 7-in-7 challenge for all of our club members to take on any distance they desired consecutively over 7 days, pushing each individual to their own limits. After this, we looked at what do we do next? What challenge can we set ourselves next, which takes us to preparation for Leeds and gives us something else to focus on. So, after playing with Strava, linking together Wakefield, Featherstone, Pontefract, Castleford and Leeds, we created a marathon route which took us from the Rugby League grounds from Wakefield Trinity, Featherstone Lions, Featherstone Rovers, Castleford Tigers, and up into Headingley, with a lap of Headingley to round up to 26.2 miles to raise more money for MNDA. Started off with just the two of us prepared to run the marathon, with a number of people get willing to join and take part in various stages of the event. Rob suddenly decided to test himself to the whole thing in preparation for an ultra marathon in July, and we all set off. Ryan was looking at going from Wakefield across to Featherstone and switching over with his wife Suzanne, but decided to carry on to Castleford. Whispers to me on the way to Castleford, I know, I'll get to Rothwell. If I can get to Rothwell, I might as well do the whole lot. So to have four of us run the entirety of the event over the 5.5 hours was actually a great achievement, to actually see Ryan finish his first marathon and Rob to obviously prepare for his next ultra marathon. But it was during this the thought came up of what can we do to make this even longer, to create a rugby league ultra marathon, which will lead us to the next challenge. Well, maybe just one person made to the next challenge on Saturday the 3rd of June, to go from Huddersfield Giants to Wakefield Trinity to Featherstone Lions to Pontefract to Castleford Rovers and into Leeds to Headingley to arrive before kick-off for Leeds Castleford. We'll call it the Imperial Marathon. 42 kilometres becomes 42 miles, all in aid of MNDA. As a club, we wanted as much as possible, not just to raise money, but to raise awareness of how we fight and how we continue to fight and treat MNDA across the whole community. So please support us, support what we're doing, come along, try us out and see what we're all about. Thanks for listening to all these stories about the marathon.
Now we hear from Rob Cowell as to his involvement with the Rugby League Marathon we did in February. Hi Rob, this was your first marathon for a number of years. What made you decide to do another one, and why the CRC Rugby Club Marathon?
So, yeah, like I say, it's a fact I've not done a marathon for a while, and I signed up for an ultra in the summer, so I needed to prove to myself that I could do that distance again. The fact that I'm a rugby fan and the charity that we're supporting is partially in aid of an ex-rugby player meant a lot to me, so it kind of ticked all the boxes.
Great. This was a long distance run, completely different from a traditional race day environment. What was your experience of the day and the feelings you had on the route?
It was really good. I like the fact that it was kind of broken into the segments between the clubs, and the fact that we started off as a group, and the group was there together, and there was a definite camaraderie and support along the route.
That's good, and it's great to see that so many people were there on the day supporting us, running part of it with us, coming to cheer us on, those kind of things. So many of those people are now thinking about new challenges for themselves going forwards. What's next for you after the run, and what challenges have you got coming up?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, I've signed stupidly up for an ultra in the summer in Hebden Bridge.
Nice.
Which is a 50k race. I need to get some long runs in just to prepare for that, and hopefully, might have some support along the way.
Excellent. So, getting back into long distance running, have you got any tips or advice for anyone thinking of entering a long distance run or race, or taking on a challenge like this?
I think a lot of it's down to your individual kind of style. As I chatted to a few people, when I did this rugby marathon, I'd listened to a podcast, and it was called the kind of No Prep Marathon. And again, like being into challenges, I wanted to see if I could challenge myself with that and kind of get that distance just off the bat. But also I think it's down to a lot of your fitness levels that you've already got already. So other than that, I think make sure you prepare for the distance, because mentally it is kind of a challenge, and you need to be aware of that, so you need to prepare.
Great stuff. Well, good luck for that, and we'll speak to you again soon. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Next up, we hear from Ryan Wild and his experiences on the Rugby League Marathon. I'm here with Ryan, and Ryan recently did the Rugby Club Marathon with us. So I'm just going to ask Ryan, what was your thought process beforehand, and what was your plans for the day?
Well, going into the day, I planned obviously on the first section from Wakefield to Featherstone Rugby Ground. But as the day went on, I think confidence grew, and confidence running with the people I was running with grew, and it just went from one thing to a massive thing, really.
Excellent, great. So obviously we did it in stages. Wakefield to Featherstone, Featherstone to Castleford, Castleford to Leeds. We had great support along the way. So what's your kind of thoughts as to kind of how that marathon was, with having other people around you to kind of support and to kind of give you what you needed?
I think it's always good, especially Chris that day, being able to pace us, put us his mind's at rest about worrying about we were going to get there. I think the way he ran with us, we knew we were going to get to the finish. So at no point were you worried about breaking down. He felt a little niggle, we all slowed down together, so we ran as a team and as a club, I'd say, that day.
Excellent, great. So one of the things that, as you said, that we ran as a group, what would you recommend for others who want to take on a marathon for the first time, if they know others are doing it? Would you recommend running on your own or running as part of a group? What's your thoughts on that?
I think doing a marathon that's not an official marathon or a half marathon or a 10k, whatever your ambition is, as a group, unofficially, is a lot better than doing it in a proper run, because you've got that support around you. You haven't got the added pressure of wanting to achieve a time, wanting to get a PB and things like that, and you've got people with you who are happy to slow down to your pace or run whatever the week is, whatever somebody's feeling at their weakest. There's always somebody there to pick you up at the same time.
Great.
Unfortunately, we did have Chris's music as well. So.
He is unique in his music taste, isn't he? I shan't ask you what your favourite song was, if there was one. Afterwards, what was your feeling after you'd completed your first marathon that day?
I was obviously pleased, because I think obviously I didn't set about to do a marathon that day, so I think I didn't have any of the pressure leading up to it, the training, of the food you eat the night before, what you're thinking of doing. I think I just took each stage at a time as a different run, so I ran 10k 3 times, sort of thing. So I think psychologically it was a good way to do a marathon.
Great.
And if I do one again now.
Fantastic. So I noticed afterwards you had a very unique approach to what footwear you wore afterwards. So what's your recommendations for like a post-marathon kind of footwear choice?
Post-marathon footwear, everyone gets aches and pains while they're on. My aches and pains were my feet, my toes in particular. So a nice soft pair of slippers, a few pints, just a bit of education afterwards. Goes down a treat.
Excellent. It's important to kind of look after ourselves after a run, isn't it? So having that kind of level of comfort and enjoying, just relaxing and celebrating the moment is really good. So obviously we've got some other events coming up later in the year. We're looking to do like another marathon, probably August time, and we might even do like an ultra with Chris later in the year as well. What's your tips for other people to kind of working up to a large event for the first time?
I think previous preparation is important. Obviously, in my case, 95 with 7 Budweisers and a calzone pizza, not the ideal way to do it, but building up slowly and steadily, but also having people who you're planning to run with on that route, just to get look, everyone has ups and downs in the run, don't they? So when you're on your little down, you want someone to pick you up, and suddenly you notice the people you're running with, when they're on their downs, you can pick them up. So it's just having a good team around you all the time. And I think at this club, we've got people who are happy to run with other people and pick people up, which
Definitely.
is great.
Yeah. Great, Ryan. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, Rich.
Cheers. If you're interested in sponsoring Carleton Running Community in our fundraising for the Motor Neurone Disease Association, please visit justgiving.com/fundraising/Carleton-running-community. That's justgiving.com/fundraising/Carleton-running-community. Thank you very much. Next up, after these few words, we'll hear about the Carleton Running Community's Couch to 5k programme that we ran this winter. This was the third time we've ran this programme since we started last March, and we're really pleased with being able to help people on their start their running journey, and also to kind of come back to it if they need to go back to square one and to start again. We believe in helping all runners, and helping people get started is the best thing that we can do. Hopefully you're enjoying hearing about our running club, Carleton Running Community, in Pontefract in Yorkshire, in England. If you'd like to find out more about us, you can go to our website, www.carletonrunning.co.uk. That's www.carletonrunning.co.uk. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at Carleton Running. Next up, we find out about how our winter Couch to 5k programme has gone, and we speak to two people who've taken part with that, so let's hear a bit more now. I'm here with Donna and Denise, two people who've been taking part in the Couch to 5k programmes we've been running from Carleton Running Community. Donna's been one of the leaders who's helped been delivering the sessions, and Denise has been one of the runners coming through the Couch to 5k sessions. Donna, what's your thoughts as to how it's felt like delivering the sessions and seeing people progress?
It's been really nice watching everybody that turns up. A lot of the time, unfortunately, they do turn up with a lack of confidence, and it's really nice to work through that with them and seeing them improve. And not only when they improve, you can see how the enthusiasm comes out, how the confidence comes out. It's been really nice to watch that.
Excellent. Denise, how does it feel being part of the process, seeing the progression week by week?
I think at first, when your first week, you've got a massive road in front of you, and you think that it's really, really long. But as the weeks go on and you progress, it gets a little bit easier and easier. And I was one of the people without confidence. And, you know, on the odd occasion now, I do say, oh, I can't. But, you know, my mentor, Donna, always steps up and says, yes, you can. Come on, let's go. And she's encouraged me all the way, and did my 5k at Pontefract with me successfully.
Excellent. I think that's one of the big things about it, is that people have got support with them all the way through it. And Donna's helped me massively in the past as well. When I was coming back from not being able to run, Donna helped me massively get back out there, starting walking, running a little bit, getting started. And that's all we're doing in the Couch to 5k programme, is just doing bit by bit, helping each other, encouraging, that kind of thing. Do either of you have any advice or tips for someone who wants to start running? Do they do it on their own, or do they go to a group to do it? What's your thoughts on that?
I would definitely say have a look online, find your local running group, maybe send them a few messages, see what they can offer you as a new runner, be it a totally new runner, maybe someone getting back into running, maybe someone that's relocated and just needs a new running club, and just turn up, because at the end of the day, every single one of us has had to turn up at some point to a running club to run for the first time, and we all understand.
Excellent. And Denise?
I would say that I did try it on my own, and it's quite easy when you're on your own to think, I'll just stop. But when you're with a group, they sort of make you run, because you want to stay with them, you want to be able to do it, and they encourage you to keep going. And I think it's that group camaraderie that gets you through it, really.
Yeah. And what was the rest of the group like on your 5k graduation, and when you finally get to that kind of distance? What were they like on the day?
They were just so supportive, because I'm not one of the fastest runners, and they were stood at the end waiting for me and cheering me on.
Excellent. Thank you very much, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you're a runner in the Pontefract area of Yorkshire in England, or you'd like to get started with running, then we think that Carleton Running Community can provide you with something that you need. Whether it's friendly support as you get started, whether it's a friendly chat on the way round the run, whether it's our social activities that we do. We like to go out fairly often and enjoy ourselves. You might want to come and meet us and spend some time with us. Might be taking part in our pub quiz that we do most weeks. So if you're interested in running, or just being out with a group of social people that like to have fun, then get in touch with us. We'd like to hear from you at Carleton Running Community. Well, thank you for listening to our second edition of the Carleton Running Community Podcast. We hope you've enjoyed hearing about the Rugby Club Marathon, and also our Couch to 5k programme that we've ran during winter. If you've got any questions for us, please do send us a message. We'd like to hear from you. If you're enjoying these podcasts, or you'd like us to talk about a particular topic or something particular, then please let us know. We'd like to do what we can to try and help out. And in the meantime, we hope to speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.